All right, my DoorDash people. How's everybody doing? Thought I would just do a quick video on the response in regards to a reaction in regards to Pedro's losing his account and being deactivated. Just a few things I want to point out. As content creators, as up-and-coming content creators, or even just dashers in general, has nothing to do with creating content. Take this as a lesson learned, and I will simply start at the drivers just themselves that don't have YouTube channels, that don't do content. When it comes to this dashing thing that we do day to day, all these things that we do play a part in the type of orders you get, how much those orders may be. Now, granted, when I say that, it doesn't mean that you're going to get the top orders that maybe other places get. Just because you see somebody's video and that's what they get, so now you rate that as the standard for what you'll accept, which has you declining all your orders because you never or rarely see that type of order that pays out like you've seen somebody else getting paid. So that's number one that you don't want to do. Just because every market is different, every state is different, different states have different minimum wages, and then just overall the market city-wise, or the market you drive in from one market to the other, just may not have the volume of DoorDash orders to be paying out that kind of money. So you have to be able to accept that that's kind of how things are. And I've always been one to just provide the best services I can when it comes to doing my dashes. It's just like, you might as well make the best out of it. If you accept the order, why not just work and do the best you can with the order to possibly give you a tip, especially if it's a so-called trashy market that people call it. Not to say that it's not, but to try to better your pay for that order at least. So that's for just drivers alone. Then you have your upcoming dashers that are upcoming content creators that are dashers, whether you've started a channel or you just started a channel or you want to start a channel. Seeing Pedro's video is more a lesson learned, and this is just even to your veteran content creators. You have to understand that we do work for a company. Yes, we are independent contractors, but we do sign a contract that states things we can do and we can't do. And 9 times out of 10, or I would say 10 times out of 10, nobody's reading that contract because you want to get out and you want to make this money that you're not even concerned about, because in your head it's just like, okay, I'll sign this, let me start dashing and pick up orders, drop it off, blah, blah, blah. But then you forget like little details and stuff like that when you start to speak on a company's name and you speak bad about a company. At any given time, they possibly can let you go. They possibly can deactivate you. So that's one thing that you need to understand. So my thing with that is, don't ever feel that you're that big that you can't have consequences and repercussions behind things that you do. Again, you work for, or you drive for a company. There's still a company's name behind where you're making your money from. It's not your personal company to be like, I'm a full independent contractor. No, you are an independent contractor, but you are through DoorDash, so they do have rules that you need to apply by. So don't ever feel like you're too big, and don't let this content, this social media thing get to your head that big like that to where you feel like you're untouchable. And there's quite a few content creators out there that feel this way, like they're untouchable. They've gotten away with things so long that, oh, ain't nothing gonna happen, blah, blah, blah. Some have been deactivated, some not. But this is a lesson learned and a wake-up call, because Pedro, although he may have his controversy, some drivers may like him, some drivers may not like him, some drivers may like him. I generally didn't have that much of an issue, generally speaking. I'm 100% when it comes to speaking on doing this dash thing. I live in a reality world of dashing. I don't live in this fantasy world where I have certain expectations or anything like that. And for me, it's very simple. The pay is either good, and if it's not, I'm done. I'm off the platform. I'm not going to be sitting around wasting time, this and that, blah, blah, blah. But to get back to the point at hand is, as a content creator and in this game of content, you have to be smart. You have to make sure you don't cross certain lines to then get you deactivated, and your channel's based off, generally speaking, kind of based off DoorDash, generally speaking. Like my channel is based off DoorDash. I'm not going to go and risk my channel when all my content is based off DoorDash. And it's not to say his wasn't. He was all over the place, or he is all over the place when it comes to content in regards to the jobs that he has. And I get it. He may be tired. Whether he wanted to be deactivated or not, that's a whole nother story. Me personally, I'd hate to lose my DoorDash account, because even with him, it seemed like DoorDash was the bigger part of all his gig apps that he was working. So where he said that it doesn't matter, I feel like that was the only part that I was in disagreement about. And it doesn't matter. My opinion doesn't matter for the most part at all. But to say like, oh, I don't care, there's other money, well, that was a big part of your income, I'm sure, because that was the one that you reported the most on social media wise, the most that you talked about, and probably the bulk of the money that you did make. So of course at this point you're like, oh, whatever, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it did matter. It's just unfortunate that that situation happened. I don't believe he truly wanted to be deactivated, because you don't create a channel and it be based on DoorDash, generally speaking, to then be like, oh, I just want to be deactivated. You didn't even have to make a video to be deactivated. You could have just simply called DoorDash and just said, hey, I want to be removed from your platform. I don't want to dash anymore. So that kind of there was just kind of like, But like I said, it's more a lesson to be learned when it comes to that don't ever feel, and I keep repeating it, don't feel like you're so big that you can't get deactivated and lose your ability to create content with the company that you drive for or that you work for. Like, I'd be crazy to talk about my day job and be talking mess on social media about my day job, mess around and lose my government position that I have. So you have to be smart. You can't let people see what gets under their skin, because at that point they got you. And in this case, specifically with him, and he admitted to it, whether it was one thing or another, he did state that he posted a text message and a video that had the customer's first and last name, and it didn't matter the reasons why the text message was what it was. For me, the thing about it is, I guess the store that he was shopping at, you got a shop and deliver order, and a lot of people are like, oh, that's why I don't accept orders for those stores. The store doesn't matter. A lot of people are saying that just ghetto people are the type of person that shop at those stores, so they won't accept those type of orders. The store doesn't matter or anything like that. What was important is that it seemed like one of the items, if it wasn't the only item, one of the items was probably the main thing that the customer wanted. So either it was the main thing out of an order, or it was the only thing. And it just seems like, I think he possibly just clicked issue refund because they maybe were out of stock on the item. And that's where I always go back and say, that's why I send these text messages out, so that clears me. Whether it's just introducing myself that I've gotten their order and I'm on my way to go and shop it or pick it up, to the second message coming when it comes to shop and deliver orders, that if they can please have their phone by them, just in case there's a substitute, I can reach out to you and check for a substitute before issuing a refund. That way you give the customer 100% chance to possibly get a substitute item in. And this is I'm gonna go back when I say that. In this case, if it was the one and only item that the customer wanted, or if it was a bulk order that you were shopping for, and that was still the main item they wanted in the order, the reason they placed it, and then you don't offer them a chance to sub in an item. These are important things. This is where the customer service part comes in that I sit and I talk about. You have to do your absolute best. I mean, you don't have to, but then these are the results that end up happening, to where maybe if you would have just reached out and said, hey, they don't have this Tide detergent, is there another one that you would like? And you have to think, like, this is detergent that the person's asking for. They probably have clothes they need to wash, so let me see if there's another option that they may want. And at the end of the day, you introduced yourself, whether you have to or not. You don't have to do that. But second, at least you sent the text message out asking them if they can have their phone with them, just in case a substitute. Now, whether they replied to that or not, it doesn't matter. You just personally know that you did all you could to make sure to make them aware that, hey, I may possibly reach out to ask you if there is a substitute item you would like if you didn't key in a substitute item. So just to click issue refund, and then that's where the customer got upset and pissed off. Now, was it wrong for the customer to send that message? Yeah, it was wrong. They were wrong on both ends. But as a dasher, as the professional, in the sense as being the worker, that's where you do the most that you possibly can to make sure you cover yourself at all corners. Because at that point, it wouldn't matter. It'd be like, hey, I let you know already if you could have your phone on you, and if by chance you need to check with them a sub, they don't pick up the phone, they didn't reply to the text about a sub item because something's missing. At that point, I am totally 1000% okay with just issuing a refund without worrying about them because they did not reply back to me. So never be in a rush like that, especially shop and deliver orders, to just issue refund, because it will piss off customers. I'm telling you right now, and that's what will lead to your demise, is because the rating score that you will get based on that order that you didn't even reach out to them for the refund. So that's what I feel like the issue was. And I don't know, that was just the one message that was posted, so I don't know if he did actually reach out to check with them about a sub, or if he did call to check with them about a sub item. Like I said, not sure about that, but again, don't ever feel like you're that big that you can just post whatever it is you want. Now, you can post what you want, but there are going to be consequences and repercussions, and this repercussion consequence was that you got deactivated, or that you will get deactivated. So you just want to protect yourself. Me personally, when I dash, this is why I protect the customers at all costs, in the sense, whether it's showing addresses, showing text messages, anything like that, I generally kind of stay away from it, especially when it's customer information that can be slipped up and got put out there. So for instance, these two people that he posted are the one person for sure that text message. If you think about it, now, if there are people that love Pedro or that like him, and this happened, and now you displayed the customer's name and he got deactivated, and now all the people that like him, now they have access to be able to try to find this customer, and they're pissed off because he got deactivated, and now it's a possible threat to that customer now. So that's why it's a very, very important thing, and that's why it's very serious. It may not seem like anything serious when you look at the surface of it, but you got to look at it as a depth. It's very easy to type in a person's name, first and last, and possibly find them, and their address or anything like that, and that's a whole threat. I mean, the person can mess around and sue DoorDash because of that. So, me as a driver, people may ask like why I don't dash and record and do this and that. I don't do this for a reason. For one, anybody that's a dasher, you guys know how to dash. I shouldn't have to be sitting here wasting time setting up my camera. Every video that I post, setting up my camera, pausing it, starting it, pausing it, starting it, this camera, that camera, and all for what? To show you that I can go to a store, show you that I can pick up an order, show you that I can walk back to my car, and show me driving to the customer's house, possibly exposing their address when you pull up. Then setting up a camera to show you guys that I'm walking the order and sitting on the porch, to showing me sitting on the porch, and then showing you the total of my order that I got. Like, it, to me, it's just a lot, and nothing against anybody that has content like that. But just know that you need to protect yourself and the customers at all costs, so you don't mess around and lose your account to be able to dash. Because of these things. Said that I won't do it because I don't have the time to sit and just be recording my dashing all day long. Like, I make way too much money to lose orders behind trying to dash and record at the same time. Like, I did it one time for 12 hours just to show you guys what was what. I had plenty of receipts of my orders and how much that I make. And it was cool, but to me, like, I felt like I lost a lot of money. Not a lot, but I could have done maybe another 5 to 8 orders that day, just because the whole cameras and setting up and this and that, just to show people for what. I mean, if there's videos out there to show people how to dash from start to finish, just the description of how you do this door dashing thing. Now, it's okay, some videos here and there, but for all these videos to be made just showing people just dashing, like, I just don't get it, me personally, as it just wastes my time. But like I said, you just want to be mindful of the customer when it comes to certain privacy matters and information, text messages, stuff like that. Don't get on your social media. I have my YouTube channel, obviously. I'm a YouTube partner. Yes, I get paid for my videos. I'm not one all hung up on, hey, make sure you like and subscribe. No, you will generally never hear that come from me ever in any of my videos. I make my video. If you like my video, I'll leave it up to you to like it, and I'll leave it up to you to subscribe. I'm not going to be out here begging for likes and subscribers and this and that. Like, that's not me. So I know every subscriber I have and every like for my video that I have are true likes and true subscribers that I didn't need to ask. It's just truly that they liked my content. Nothing against anybody else that asked to like or subscribe. Hey, their channel may be bigger even at this point. Me, I just feel like I'm not gonna go that stretch. I just want to feel like I earned it by by just my content alone. And then to speak on the pay, I guess I get paid for my channel, but you have to understand something. Like, this is not a main source of income for me. I have a day job that takes care of my life plus some. So DoorDash is completely extra money for me. So then you can imagine this money from YouTube is just really extra money for me. In that sense, and the amount I make monthly is nothing. It's generally chump change for the most part. Some months better than others, that I get paid every month. But just to be honest with you, like, the money that I make in 1 month, I can make that in 1 day with DoorDash. So I'm not gonna sit here and invest a whole lot of time making videos. I don't mind, and I enjoy making videos, and my content, generally speaking, is to better you or provide you with information or knowledge to possibly make you more money. I don't want to be on here to brag or to just talk mess or crap and be on the channel talking about trash orders for what? It's like a bunch of other content creators, and it doesn't matter. I don't speak on it. I'm not interested in it. It's not entertainment for me, because I don't like to see a person down. So I don't even like to watch this stuff. But I know there's a lot of content creators that obviously have an issue with DoorDash and the orders being trash. And that's okay, I guess. But I don't feel like I want to watch that. Like, I don't want to bring my day down by watching somebody else's day be down. I don't want to sit and watch the negative parts of any job or DoorDash per se. We all know these types of orders are out there. There's no point for a person to just sit and just be like, oh, it's trash order, trash order, trash order, trash order. I'm not taking it. I'm not taking it. Blah, 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 blah. Yet you still continue to DoorDash. Like, to me, it's just wild. Or because it didn't get a tip, but you accepted it. So we can go back and forth on that all day long. But I'm just saying, like, to me, it's not entertainment. That brings me down. I feel like, oh, I'm not going to accept it. He didn't accept it, blah, blah, blah. So for me, it's more informational and knowledge to make more money. I don't want to tell you about anything that's going to make you lose money. Because I'll never tell you to decline an order. Of course, you're in your right to accept and decline what you want. But me being that I don't sit and do this record dash thing because it may be an address that got posted. Maybe you turned on a street and that camera was facing a certain street and you've seen that street sign, and then you pull up to the actual address itself, and now you get that address placard for the house. You have to think. You have to think and be smart, especially if you're recording. You don't know what you're recording. You're not really going over it like that. And maybe you're just not even thinking. You're like, oh, what's the big deal? I had my camera on while I'm out dashing. But it's like, people can put things together. They see a street sign, and then they see an address, and they can put it together. Next thing you know, that customer's address, and then if you happen to record that customer at all, then that can be a threat to that customer out there. You know, there's crazy people out in the world or whatever it is. So that's where it's very important not to display customers' information, customers' names, phone numbers, addresses, or anything. But you're doing it for content. So one thing that you're working for to make money, to then do the content, you're putting that at risk to not be able to do the content because the rules and stuff that you're not following on DoorDash's side. So that's it, people. I just feel like it's messed up. It's sad. Pedro, generally speaking, I mean, whether the controversies or not between dashers or just people in general, he didn't really hold back one way or the other. So that was one thing that I will say about him. Are there some changes that he kind of walked back on? Yeah, he did, because of and that's everybody. Because of this program, it's changing everybody. And I've always said that, and I told you and told you and told you, because we probably the first ones that got this program back in December, this tier program. So it's like, I warned everybody, or anybody that's seen the videos, I warned you that only the tough would survive. So then I see all these people making a change, but this is more just a lesson to be learned and a lesson taught to people, especially in the content game. Don't feel like you're too big to not be deactivated or whatever it is, when If this is the cream of the crop for you, if you're just out here dashing and it's the best out of all the gigs that you do, if you multi-app, don't put it at risk over some video that you post that you get a few views for. Don't risk the money that you can make. I make thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars a year. You think I'm worried about any video? And all my videos I make in my channel doesn't even equal to what I make in a year. So it's like with DoorDash, so it's like, why risk it? Why risk DoorDash for the content on YouTube? That you're gonna mess around and you lose your actual driving account where you can't even do YouTube, or you'll be pointless because now you don't even drive for them no more. So I'll leave it at that, people. I just thought I'd kind of chime in, whether it mattered or not. My opinion does not matter in this case when it comes to him personally. I do wish him the best while he is out there or whatever it is, but it's just to make sure to remind you guys, just be smart in this game that we do, and in this game that we play when it comes to dashing and or being a content creator for DoorDash, generally speaking, for driving with DoorDash. You have to be smart. You have to be the winner on that end. Do not let a customer get under your skin enough to where you and you report something that then messes up your actual account. Don't do it. People don't know what gets under your skin. They don't know how to push your button. But in this case, his button got pushed for whatever reason. So I'll leave you guys at that. I hope you guys have a good rest of the weekend. And until then, your boy C Motor, you know what it is. I will be here. Till next time. Peace out.